Greetings, salutations, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex for a dandy of a doubleheader between Carson-Newman and Newberry. This matchup has massive implications both in the South Atlantic Conference and in the Southeast region. Newberry ranked 6th in the initial region rankings, Carson-Newman ranked 3rd. A SAC title is at stake here. A South Atlantic Conference tournament berth is at stake here. Just a massive day at the Diamond for Carson-Newman and Newberry. For the Eagles, Carson-Newman can win a South Atlantic Conference championship with a sweep and then some help. Carson-Newman scoreboard watching the Catawba LMU games and the Queens Mars Hill games. If Catawba and LMU split and Mars Hill takes at least one from Queens with a sweep over Newberry, Carson-Newman would win a share of a league best 16th regular season title. For the Wolves, no worse than a split can secure them at least a share of a second South Atlantic Conference championship. So that's what's at stake here today between Carson-Newman and Newberry. The Eagles are 24-9, 9-9 in the SAC, and Newberry's 11-7 in the league, 29-13. Paige Meyer, Mackenzie Barney-Castle, and Natalie Willis will start things off for the Wolves, clad in red tops with black trousers. Allison Rager is in the circle to start things off here at 12:57. She rocks and fires. And the first pitch is down and into Paige Meyer for ball one. One and oh to Meyer. Rager rocks and rolls, swinging a foul laced off the padding to the left side of home plate, 1-1. One ball, one strike to the leadoff batter, Meyer, who's hitting .349 for the Wolves in that leadoff spot. Started all 43 games this season for the Wolves, the 1-1. Fouled off by Meyer to the backstop, 1-2 again. Meyer, Barney-Castle, Willis, the middle third, Simons, Davis, Baumhart, and then Cedia triplet sends Reagan Glanz, Ashley Willis, and Chelsea Cunningham to the plate in the lower third. 1-2 to Meyer. Rager rocks and fires. The pitch is high but fouled back toward Davis Street and out of play. 1-2 the count holds. Rager's in the circle for the Eagles. Senior transfer out of Morehead State, playing in her final regular season home games. Senior with a 2.31 ERA and a 12-6 record. Rager the 1-2. Swinging a foul, again high, but lofted toward Davis Street and into the bushes to the left side of the Hannah Hilton Pedersen Nursing Building. Rager, opponents hitting .224 off of her and 5 punch-outs away from triple digits for the season. 1-2. And that hits Meyer on a pitch in tight. So a leadoff base runner for the Wolves as Meyer gets plunked on the 6th pitch of her at-bat. Took it on the left elbow. And there is a leadoff base for the Wolves. Set up the Eagles clad in all gray today. Gray tops, gray trousers. Knee-high gray socks with orange rings around the calves. Rager in the circle with Levi behind the plate. Carolyn Levi has caught every game this season. Pretty much every pitch this season for the Eagles as Mackenzie Barney-Castle and her .380 average stands in. Rager wheels and deals, bunt shown, pitches in tight for a ball, 1-0. Chases the runner Meyer back. Newberry, one of the speedier teams in the South Atlantic Conference, leading the league in stolen bases. 4 players in the order today have at least 7 swipes. Rager. The 1-0 with the corners playing in. It's bunted back to the circle. Rager stoops to field. The throw to first is in time to see covering the bag from second. Barney-Castle retired 1-4, but the sacrifice successful, moving Meyer over to second. There's one away for Natalie Willis. Eagles third to first go Patterson, Solm, C, and Scott. And the outfield left to right, Fiesinger, Rhinus, and Caldwell. Natalie Willis, the league's leader in batting average with a .433 tilt. Bats third and has a runner in scoring position for Rager to contend with. First pitch is outside for a ball. Meyer leaning off of second base, but Levi out of her crouch to chase her back. Corners playing again as the Wolves look to utilize some small ball tactics again. Outfield straightaway for the Eagles, the 1-0. On shown, pitches on the inner half for a bell. Willis Women's Abby Fiesinger for back. Points right now. 1-1. Foul back right, and that away the sacrifice. Just 2. Ball 2 out, no in the top of the first inning. Rager rolls the ball against her right hip, gets the sign from Levi, and deals the 1-2. Pops foul to the right and out of play. Count holds 2 strikes. Eagles lead the time series with Newberry 5-15. Rager back aboard the slab. Works from the third to the plate. Swing to short. Runner. Throw to first is low, but Scott scoops it with the backhand. Snag to get it under her mitt, and that retires Willis 6-3. Slick defense by Solm up the middle at short to keep Meyer frozen at second base. And that brings up Haley Simons. This is a very dangerous meat of the order for the Newberry Wolves. Willis Simons and Hannah Davis all have something to brag about in terms of their ranking in the league standings. As Rager deals the first pitch to Simons, inner half handle height for a strike, 0-1. For Simons, 10 home runs, 9 doubles, and top 5 in the league in RBI with 48. First baseman's hitting .396 this year. Rager wheels and deals the 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Newberry with a runner in scoring position, though. Meyer out on second after she led off the game, getting plunked. A sacrifice to Barney Castle, or for Barney Castle, and Willis the ground out to short for 2 outs. No score, top of the first, the 1-1. Swing and a foul. Back to the backstop, it's 1-2. Of course, we will be scoreboard watching pretty heavily today. There are presently a whopping 57 tie-break scenarios that will settle things down here in the regular season finale for everybody before the SAC tournament begins on Friday. The 1-2. Simons swings and misses. She's down on strikes. Allison Rager dials up her 96th strikeout of the season, and the Wolves leave a runner stranded in scoring position. No score after a half inning. Rhinus, Fiesinger, and Caldwell will match wits with Alyssa Ball when we get back after these messages. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Chicken subs.
Nah, hot dog.
No, Dodger dog.
I'll drink to that. Pass me a Coke. It's gotta be crawfish. Mac and cheese.
No. 7-layer dip.
Ribs.
No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
An ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
It's Tailgating 101.
At the Kate Insurance Agency, our focus is you. The Kate Insurance Agency offers personalized protection plans to cover your auto, home, business, or life and health. At Kate Insurance, our goal is to partner with you in determining your insurance needs and to provide the best customer service. At Kate Insurance, we believe that loyalty is a quality that is earned. You are important to us. Call 865-475-3391 for a quote today, or visit kateinsuranceagency.com.
Rhinus, Fiesinger, and Caldwell to the plate for Carson-Newman here in the home half the first inning to face off against Newberry's Alyssa Ball, sophomore with a 3.24 ERA and a 12-4 record for Ball, who wheels and deals to Lacey Rhinus. A drop ball low to begin the at-bat, 1-0. Ball in the circle. Again, the 12-4 record. Opponents hitting .270 off of her. 37 strikeouts against 35 walks. The 1-0. Rhinus slams in the air toward right center field. A line drive base hit for Lacey Rhinus. And a leadoff knock into the right center field alleyway for the junior All-American. Rhinus aboard with a base hit before Barney Castle trots over to scoop it up. And that brings up Abby Fiesinger. Fiesinger battling for the conference's batting title with Natalie Willis of Newberry. It's a ball in the circle, ready to rock and roll to her, and she pitches. And Fiesinger squares to bunt and shoves it off to the left foul, 0-1. Trying to catch Newberry off guards there, but both Simons and Hannah Davis, first and third, were quickly down the lines, ready to make a play on it. Ball, let's see if Fiesinger squares to bunt again. Infield is in. Ball the pitch. That's high and outside to Fiesinger. Rhinus bouncing off of first. Carson-Newman really doesn't steal all that much. Rhinus has swiped a couple on the year. Fiesinger and Caldwell each have one apiece. Leah Solms, your greatest threat, and she's 5 for 6. The 1-1. That's down on the way to Fiesinger, 2-1. The rest of Newberry's defense, again, ball in the circle. Reagan Glanz is behind home plate, doing the catching for the Wolves. Third to first, it's Hannah Davis, Natalie Willis, Paige Meyer, and Haley Simons. Ball, the 2-1. Locked and loaded, and it's down on the way, and that moves the count square in Fiesinger's favor, 3-1. Outfield, Ashley Willis, sister of Natalie, the shortstop. Mackenzie Barney Castles in center field, and Julia Baumhart is in right. The pitch. Fiesinger jams her foul on the handles, backing on a play. That'll load the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, no score. Bottom of the first. Rhinus on first for the Eagles after a leadoff base hit to right center field. Ball. The payoff pitch. It's in the dirt, bounced up there, 3 feet in front of home plate. And Fiesinger's aboard with a walk. 2 on for Haley Caldwell. And Caldwell starting to come on of late for the Eagles. She has 6 hits in her last 12 at-bats, including back-to-back games with a home run. Caldwell stands in with 2 aboard and nobody out. The first pitch is bunted to third base. It's mishandled by Davis, and Caldwell's aboard on an E5. It functions as a sacrifice. It goes down as a sacrifice. But the Eagles have him loaded up with nobody out, and Allison Rager to the plate. Newberry certainly didn't expect Caldwell to drop down the bunt there. Davis was playing back, had to run in, and then she bobbled the ball. And that let Caldwell reach safely. So an E5, an error for Newberry. And now a quick meeting in the circle for the Wolves. What will Allison Rager do here? Bases loaded, nobody out for Rager. First pitch, taken low for a ball, 1-0. Rhinus on third, Fiesinger on second, Caldwell on first. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. And ball in danger of surrendering something free here to Rager after 2 pitches way downstairs. The 2-0. Rager slams to left field, foul and off the fencing, 2-1. She straightens that one up. It's bouncing around in the corner, and that might score Caldwell from first. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Eagles with a hit in the inning, the 2-1. Rager slams through the wickets of the third baseman Davis. It rolls down the left field line. Rhinus is in. Fiesinger races home. She scores. The Eagles try to move a runner over to third. Caldwell gunned down, 7-2-5. But Rager, she scores 2, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Eagles in the bottom of the first. Rager slams out 5-2. Rhinos both score. And the Eagles in business for Carolyn Levi. Downstairs for a ball 1-0. Two hits in the inning for the Eagles. One that the Eagles need to go in their favor. Is scoreless in the bottom of the first. Early here today. One of two games happening at Mossy Creek today. The 2-1, a changeup in the dirt. 3. Cobras today over at the SDBC and are up. Right. Levi. Ashlyn Cooper, a little squibber back to the circle. Up with it is ball, and she lobs it over to first to retire Cooper, 1-3. But the Eagles score 3 times off of 3 hits. Eagles up 3-0 after an inning here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Hannah Davis, Julia Baumhart, and Reagan Glanz to the plate for Newberry in the top half of the second. Wolves are down 3-0 to Carson-Newman as Rager pitches. First pitch in tight for a ball, 1-0 to Hannah Davis. Pitch. Fouled back by Davis, 1-1. A 2-run single for Allison Rager. An RBI base knock for Taylor Scott. Have the Eagles up 3-0. The pitch. Outside for a ball to Hannah Davis, 2-1. Hannah Davis, league leader in home runs with 15, league leader in RBI with 53, to go along with 8 doubles and a .378 batting average. Rager, the 2-1. Swing and a number into left field. A long run for Abby Fiesinger. The Benton, Kentucky native makes the grab, though, on a dead sprint, and Hannah Davis retired. So 1 away for Julia Baumhart. .351 average for the speedy lefty on the year. She stands in and squares to bunt as Rager delivers. First pitch is chopped foul off of home plate. And it's 0-1 to Baumhart. Pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1 to Baumhart. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases empty for the Wolves in the top of the second. Rager, the 1-1. Swinging a foul, tapped off of Levi's legs, 1-2. Baumhart, such a threat if she gets on base. 20 stolen bases in 21 attempts. And Carolyn Levi, last 2 seasons, has ranked among the top 2 catchers in the Southeast in terms of the percentage of runners caught stealing, and her arm hasn't been tested a ton this year. The 1-2. Outside for a ball, 2-2 to Baumhart. But if the Wolves can get a 1-out base runner aboard, be curious to see what Cedia Triplett does with Baumhart on base. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Allison Rager notches up her second K of the day, strikeout number 97 for the year. And after that leadoff hit batter for Paige Meyer, Rager has retired 5 straight Wolves with Reagan Glanz coming to the plate. Freshman hitting .258, the catcher. Checks her swing on a pitch on the inner half for a strike, 0-1. 3-0 Eagles lead, top of the second, 2 out, nobody on for the Wolves. Rager, the 0-1. Check swing and a pitch outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a chopper, back to the circle. Rager charges, fields, low throw to first, grabbed by Scott. Put out works 1-3 to finish the inning. Wolves retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's a 3-run lead for the Eagles with C. Silman Reines to the bat rack. After this on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
I joined the Guards for the simple fact that I could be home and also in the military. So I can have a civilian job and also the military. I would tell somebody who's trying to join the Guard and thinking about it that it's a great opportunity for school, training, discipline, leadership. There's a lot of opportunities. It broadens your perspective.
Next, 278-ACR to 70000 to join the Tennessee Army National Guard.
Al C will lead things off for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the second inning. Eagles up 3-0 on Newberry. A 3-run, 3-hit first for Carson-Newman. And what we'll see Sohm and Rhinus do here in the home half of the second. New pitcher for Newberry. Replacing Alyssa Ball is Chelsea Cunningham. So they remove the DP off of her, and Ball will pitch. First pitch was in for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. C fouls it off, 1-1. One and one to C. Cunningham. The pitch. C clips it foul back into the right, 1-2. Cunningham. The 1-2 offering from the righty. Dips low for ball 2. The 1-2. Low and away, and Seed in the driver's seat at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-0 Eagles lead it. Here in the bottom of the second. Cunningham is 2-3 on the year. 36 1/3 innings pitched. She delivers the payoff pitch. And Seed takes a called strike 3 in her half above the knees. Cunningham gets her 23rd strikeout of the season. And there's one away in the bottom of the second for Leah Sohm. 3-0 Eagles in the driver's seat. Bottom of the second inning. And Leah Sohm steps in. Lefty has been on a tear of late for the Eagles. Cunningham deals to her. It's downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Sohm has hit successfully in all but 2 games since March 30th. She had been in a bit of a slump leading into a doubleheader against Coker. Her average had dipped down to 280. Here's the 1-0. Sohm takes away for a ball, 2-0. But since then, Sohm has brought her average up to 341, and she has logged 5 multi-hit efforts in the Eagles' last 10 games. Cunningham. The 2-0. Down and into Sohm, 3-0. Everybody playing in for the Wolves, clad in red jersey tops, gray numbers on the front and back trimmed in white, black pants with no stripes, and knee-high red socks. Cunningham, the 3-0. And Sohm mashes it foul off the fencing to the left of home plate. Well, this has the potential to be a really good week for the Triplet family. Cedia, the head coach of the softball program, looking for their first SAC title since '99, the 3-1. That's in the dirt, and Sohm aboard with a 1-out walk. That brings Lacey Rhinus back to the plate, who singled to right center first time up. Wolves need to win 1 today to clinch a share of the title. That could also win it outright for them, pending the results at Catawba, LMU, and Queens and Mars Hill. Wolves are also cheering for the Indians and Lions. First pitch to Lacey Rhinus, swing and a miss, 0-1. But Russell Triplett, he's the head coach for Newberry baseball. His team took 2 out of 3 from Lincoln Memorial over the weekend to win the Wolves their first SAC regular season baseball crown. Cunningham, the 0-1. That bounces in the dirt. Solm is on the move as the catcher blocks it. And the wild pitch moves Solm over to second base. One away. Still, and now Solm in scoring position for Lacey Reines. And a gap shot to the outfield would do it here. Solm, a great read on the ball in the dirt from Cunningham. The 1-1. Solm looked to be on the move, but she heads back to second as the pitch goes low and away to Reines, 2-1. 14 pitches for Chelsea Cunningham. 5 have found the zone. Cunningham pitched last year against Carson-Newman, the 2-1. Reines swings and misses at a pitch upstairs. That would have been ball 3. Instead, the count evens up at 2-2. Cunningham finished out a Game 1 loss for the Wolves. An inning in the third, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. Eagles split last year with the Wolves, run rolling Newberry in Game 1 with 2-2. Reines takes a called third strike on a changeup on the outer half, and the second strikeout looking of the inning for the Eagles brings Abby Fiesinger to the plate. Well, things have gotten interesting over in Salisbury. It's a 4-run bottom of the 4th for Catawba, and now the Indians are within a run of LMU. That's good for both Carson-Newman and Newberry. Abby Fiesinger to the plate, working with a runner in scoring position. And Fiesinger takes outside for a ball to begin the at-bat, 1-0. Scoreboard watching, definitely a thing on a rare Monday before the conference tournament. Cunningham, the 1-0. Down on the way to Fiesinger, 2 balls and no strikes. Queens has taken a 1-0 lead on Mars Hill in the second. That is not good news for Carson-Newman or Newberry. Newberry, the league leaders right now, but down 3-0, the 2-0. Fiesinger takes a strike on the outer half, 2-1. 3-0 Eagles lead it, bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Solm on second. She walked, moved to second on a wild pitch, and now the Eagles looking for their 3rd hit of the day with a runner in scoring position. The 2-1 is a changeup that bounces in the dirt to Fiesinger, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3 runs off of 3 hits for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, and an error for the Wolves. Both teams have left a runner stranded. The 3-1. That's high to Fiesinger, and she walks for the second time today. So up comes Haley Caldwell. Laid down a sacrifice bunt last time up and ended up reaching on a fielding error by Hannah Davis at third. So Caldwell and her .306 average to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. Cunningham pitches. That's well upstairs to Caldwell, 1-0. Cunningham not giving the Eagles much to work with. 22 pitches, 8 strikes for Chelsea Cunningham. A 3-run first right now, the difference for the Eagles, the 1-0. Caldwell hacks at it foul, backing out of play. Moves the count to a ball and a strike apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3-0, Eagles in the driver's seat. The 1-1, a changeup, dips low, 2-1 to Caldwell. This game has this Monday really has a real Game of Thrones feeling to it. A lot of people still in the hunt for the South Atlantic Conference Championship. The 2-1. Caldwell hits it foul back into the right, 2-2. But there's only 1 iron thrown. There's only 1 SAC title. Granted, in the league bylaws, you can share that South Atlantic Conference Championship. But feels like a lot is going to happen here on this Monday. The 2-2. Caldwell gets under one, hits it high in the air to center field. Barney Castle drifting over to her left, and the center fielder makes the grab in the right center field alleyway to put away Caldwell. So the Eagles strand 2. Can't take advantage of a pair of walks in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Willis, Cunningham, and Meyer to the bat rack when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
Okay, let's see. Carson-Newman University. It's been around since 1851. A beautiful campus, amazing student life, world-class accredited academics, competitive athletic programs, a Christian perspective, a top 10 best value school. They give $48 million in financial aid every year, and I get a free scholarship when I enroll. Looks like I found the perfect place.
Ashley Willis, Chelsea Cunningham, and Paige Meyer to the plate for Newberry here in the top of the third inning, trailing Carson-Newman 3-0. Rager wheels and deals the first pitch to Willis, bunted back to the circle. Rager fields, throw to first is grabbed by a split-legged Val C covering the bag. 1-4, the put-out goes on the bunt attempt by Willis. And there's one away. 7 consecutive retired by Allison Rager. And Chelsea Cunningham comes up for the Wolves. Now the pitcher, after she started as the DP. First pitch to Cunningham is a strike on the inner half above the knees, 0-1. The South Atlantic Conference this year, it is just a muddy logjam. Kudos to Patrick Britt's, Christian Stryker and company for their yeoman's work. Here's the 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. They put together these tie-break scenarios. And this is after Saturday's sweep by Coker of Anderson. There are still 57 different tie-break scenarios, including 7 where there's a 4-way tie. The pitch is fouled to the right, not a play, 1 and 2. And there's one 5-way tie-break scenario, and that involves Newberry, Lincoln Memorial, Queens, Wingate, and Carson-Newman all sharing a SAC regular season title. And you can't even determine the seeds yet because of today's action. The 1-2. And that hits Cunningham on the handle of the bat. Tanya Cash, home plate umpire, says, no, come back. You're still in. Tanya Cash behind the plate. Kenny Rogers is at first, and Jason Martin is at third. It's a South Atlantic Conference championship caliber umpiring crew today. 1-2 to Cunningham. Rager on her senior day has the Eagles up 3-0 in the top of the third. The 1-2. And that does hit Cunningham. Cunningham wears it on the left knee. No doubt about that one. She's off to first base. So Rager's string of 7 retired comes to an end as she hits Cunningham. That one hit right on the kneecap. Levi out from behind the plate to have a word with the Eagles infield. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Carson-Newman's baseball team is putting it to the Cobras of Coker. Eagles fell behind 3-0, but they've hung 6 in the bottom of the 5th to take a 12-3 lead on the Cobras over at the SDBC. Paige Meyer to the plate. She got plunked her first time up. Lefty stands in and takes in tight for a ball to begin the at-bat 1-0. Cunningham, of some cause for concern on the base paths, 4 for 5 in stolen bases. Triplett probably asking Meyer to lay down a sacrifice bunt here. She squares, and Rager puts a strike in anyway as Meyer pulled it back, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 3-0, the lead for Carson-Newman in the top of the third. A 2-run single for Allison Rager. An RBI knot through the right side by Taylor Scott to give the Eagles their advantage. The 1-1. Swinging a chopper to third. It's grabbed by Patterson in fair ground. The throw to first is in time to Taylor Scott. It doesn't go down as a sacrifice, but it's a productive out for Paige Meyer, moving Chelsea Cunningham over to second base. 2 away for Mackenzie Barneycastle. She dropped down a sacrifice bunt her first time up. And is looking for her first at-bat of the day. Rager deals to the lefty Barneycastle on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. 39 pitches for Allison Rager, 26 for strikes. Eagles need to win 2 today to have a shot at a 16th sack regular season title. The 0-1. Outside edge for a strike, 0-2. Need to win 1 today to guarantee a spot in the league tournament. That is just how crazy this year has been in the South Atlantic Conference. Eagles get swept today. They would need a sweep by Tusculum over Lenore-Rhine to stay in the hunt for a tournament spot. The 0-2. That is a swinging bunt to the catcher, Levi. She's out of her crouch to grab it in front of home plate. And the cannon to first gets Barneycastle 2-3. There's another leadoff hit batsman, but Rager works through trouble to generate a trio of groundouts to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Wolves strand their second base runner of the day. Through 2.5, it's a 3-0 lead for Carson-Newman on the Eagle Sports Network.
I'd rather be golfing. Floating in a pool doesn't sound too bad. I'm grilling. I'd even rather change a flat tire. These are all things I would rather be doing right now than blowing insulation into my attic. But hey, I'm almost finished, and it'll help me save money on my electric bill. Money for my next round of golf. Save energy and money at togetherwesave.com.
Savings for Eagle fans just like you from AEC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Rager, Levi, and Scott to the plate for the Eagles as the first pitch from Cunningham to Rager is up and in for a ball, 1-0. Rager, the reason Carson-Newman has the lead right now. Hit a 2-run single, the 1-1. Strike at the handles, inner half, 1-1. Hit a 2-run single, bounced it through Hannah Davis's legs to score 2 in the first. The 1-1. Rager pops it high in the air to straightaway center field, drifting back Barneycastle. And she makes the grab about 15 feet away from the fence to put away Rager on a deep fly ball. 1 away. And Carolyn Levi comes up. She smoked a shot right at the shortstop, Natalie Willis, in her first at-bat, but lined out to the Conference Player of the Year candidate, Willis. Cunningham deals to Levi, who pokes the bat out at it, lifts it into right center field, and Barneycastle lays out, drifts to the wall, and makes the play. Carolyn Levi robbed of extra bases in front of the Eaglehead logo by Mackenzie Barneycastle. A dandy of a grab by Barneycastle in the right center field alleyway. And there's 2 away for Taylor Scott. 3-0 Eagles up, bottom of the third inning. 2 outs and nobody aboard. Rager and Levi both with pretty solid pokes. Rager's just hung in the atmosphere. Barneycastle, a great play to rob Levi. Scott fouls the first pitch over the press box on the first base side and out of play, 0-1. Chelsea Cunningham An inning and 2/3 deep into a relief outing of Alyssa Ball. Ball gave up 3 runs and 3 hits in the first inning. The 0-1. Big looping changeup hangs high, 1-1. Over in Salisbury, Catawba has rallied within a run. 1-1. Scott takes in tight at the belt, 2-1. Indians fell behind 6-0, but have scored 5 unanswered. And Catawba coming to the plate in the home half of the 5th. That is good news for both Carson-Newman and Newberry. The 2-1. Scott bounces on 3, hops to the shortstop Willis. Fields around the knees and flips it over to first to retire Scott 6-3. So for the first time today, the Eagles go down in order. Chelsea Cunningham has not allowed a hit in 2 complete innings of relief, working around a couple of walks. It's the heart of the order. Willis, Simons, and Davis to the plate for the Wolves in the top of the 4th, trailing 3-0 after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
At the Kate Insurance Agency, our focus is you. The Kate Insurance Agency offers personalized protection plans to cover your auto, home, business, or life and health. At Kate Insurance, our goal is to partner with you in determining your insurance needs and to provide the best customer service. At Kate Insurance, we believe that loyalty is a quality that is earned. You are important to us. Call 865-475-3391 for a quote today or visit kateinsuranceagency.com.
3-0 lead for Carson-Newman as we come to the top of the 4th inning. And this dangerous middle of the order, Willis, Simons, and Davis to the plate for Newberry. Rager's first pitch to Willis is bounced foul up the third baseline, 0-1. To the league's leader in batting average. 433 coming in. Now sitting at 430. She's actually dropped a percentage point below Abby Fiesinger. Really because Fiesinger hasn't logged an official at-bat yet today. She's walked twice. Rager, the 0-1. Fouled back to the backstop. Rager ahead in the count at 0-2. Very pitch-efficient outing for Allison Rager. 43 pitches, 30 for strikes. Senior playing in her final home games here at the Vic has been solid thus far. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third K of the day for Allison Rager. She's up to 98 strikeouts for the year. She's allowed a couple of batters to reach today, hitting Paige Meyer and Chelsea Cunningham, but Newberry still looking for its first knock with the ever-dangerous Haley Simons to the plate. Top of the 4th, Eagles up 3-0. First pitch to Simons, taken right down Broadway, but a bit low, 1-0. Simons, a strikeout victim, swinging her first time up. 1 out, base is empty for the Wolves in the top of the 4th. 3-0 Eagles lead it. Rager, the 1-0. Check swing for a strike at the handles, inner half, 1-1. Catawba Lincoln Memorial, that's 6-5, still in favor of the Rail Splitters with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. And Queens has opened up a 3-1 lead on Mars Hill in the bottom of the 2nd. 2 results not going the way that Carson-Newman or Newberry are hoping. The 1-1. That's low for a ball. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. To Haley Simons. Rager, the pitch. Popped in the air, third base side, in foul ground, and Leah Solm won't be able to race over in time. Coreyton, Tennessee native, would have ran headlong into the fence if she had been given a chance to track that one down. Nearly started to stumble her way into it, but couldn't catch up to it. And it's 2-2 to Haley Simons. 10 bombs, top 5 in the conference, and runs batted in with 48. Power hitting right-handed first baseman awaits the 2-2. And Rager pitches. Low and away outside, try to get Simons to chase, and that loads the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-0 Eagles lead it, top of the 4th inning. 3 runs off of 3 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Eagles, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 left for the Wolves. Rager twirls the payoff pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Allison Rager fans Haley Simons. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Rager. So 2 away for Hannah Davis. Rager trying to face the minimum for a second time today. The first pitch to Davis is a strike in her half-handle high, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Bases empty for the Wolves, top of the 4th. Eagles stake to a 3-0 lead. A 3-run first, the difference right now for Carson-Newman. Rager, the 0-1. Tipped foul back to the netting, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for the Wolves. Rager deals the 0-2. Bounced on 2 hops to second. C fields cleanly at the waist. The putout works 4-3 to retire Hannah Davis. For the second time today, Allison Rager faces the minimum. The Eagles lead at 3-0, headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lower third of the order, Cooper, C, and Solm to the plate when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
I'd rather be golfing. Floating in a pool doesn't sound too bad. I'm grilling. I'd even rather change a flat tire. These are all things I would rather be doing right now than blowing insulation into my attic. But hey, I'm almost finished, and it'll help me save money on my electric bill. Money for my next round of golf. Save energy and money at togetherwesave.com.
Savings for Eagle fans just like you from AEC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
3-0, Carson-Newman leads it as we come to the bottom of the 4th inning. A 3-run first, the difference right now. Ashlyn Cooper to the plate for the Eagles. She grounded out back to the circle her first time up. As Cunningham deals to her, the changeup is squibbed back to the right side of the circle. Fielded cleanly by the second baseman Meyer. Right along the base pass and an easy throw to first to get Cooper 4-3. So after Carson-Newman saw the first 4 players reach for the game, Eagles have had just 2 base runners since. Walks to Sohm and Fiesinger in the second. And Chelsea Cunningham has retired 5 consecutively as Val C comes to the plate. She was a strikeout victim looking her first time up as Cunningham deals to her. And C takes that one square on the left shoulder. So Cunningham loses her 3rd batter of the day, 2 via a walk, now 1 via a hit batsman in the form of Val C. Brings up Leah Solm, who walked in her first plate appearance. The first pitch to Solm is taken on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. Cunningham, 37 pitches deep into this relief outing, 18 for strikes. 2 1/3 innings of relief work without surrendering a hit. Cunningham, 0-1. Solm squares to bump, pulls it back as it flies high, 1-1. Newberry's infield is on the move. Davis and Simons crashing down the lines at third and first. Meyer shifting over from second to cover first to guard against a potential sacrifice bunt from Solm. Cunningham, the 1-1. Solm swings, bounces it to third to Davis, fielded cleanly, and ripped over to first to retire Solm. C was leaning off of second, got caught in a bit of a pickle, but a throw to second to Willis was late coming in, and C was able to slide back to the bag safely. Doesn't go down as a sacrifice for Solm, but it functions as one, moving C over to second base. 2 away for Lacey Reines. Carson-Newman, 2 for 5 today with runners in scoring position. Haven't been many opportunities, but they have taken advantage of them. First pitch to Lacey Reines is swung on. Lifted in the air to left. It twists around the left fielder, Willis. She stumbles, and the ball bounces to the wall. Reines stands up on second. She's got a double and drives in C with a two-out knock to boot. 4-0. Carson-Newman leads it in the bottom of the 4th inning. I'm not sure if Ashley Willis would have been able to catch up to it. Reines gave it a good poke to left. But certainly the stumble didn't help. And C and Reines able to amble their way home into second, respectively. Now Abby Fiesinger comes to the plate, looking to extend the 2-out rally. And Fiesinger gets hit on the back. So 3 plate appearances for Abby Fiesinger. And she has been aboard 3 times now. 2 walks and a hit batter. Quick meeting in the circle from Reagan Glanz to have a chat with Chelsea Cunningham. 2 out and 2 on now for the Eagles. Bottom of the 4th inning, Carson-Newman has a 4-0 lead on Newberry. Reines on second, Fiesinger on first for Haley Caldwell. First pitch to Caldwell. Check swing and a pitch high, 1-0. Caldwell 0 for 1 officially. She reached on a sacrifice bunt attempt and an E5 to start her day. Flied out to center her last time up. No wind to speak of here on a beautiful day. The 1-0 in the dirt, ball 2. It gets away from the catcher. Throw down to third is not in time, so the wild pitch in the dirt moves Reines and Fiesinger to third and second. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Caldwell checks her swing and a pitch low. 3-0 to Haley Caldwell. 4-0. Carson-Newman up in the bottom of the 4th. A 2-out RBI double to left field for Lacey Reines has extended the lead. First hit of the day that Cunningham has given up in relief, the 3-0. And Caldwell slams into the air. That's right at Ashley Willis, though, in left. And Willis shaded perfectly, retreats back and puts away Haley Caldwell. 3-0 pitch, solid hit for Caldwell, just right at Willis in left. She lines out to end the 4th inning. But a run for the Eagles off of Reines' double. 4-0, Carson-Newman leads it. Barmhart, Glanz, and Willis to the plate after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
4-0, Carson-Newman leads it as we head to the top of the 5th inning. And Baumhart, Glanz, and Willis to the plate for the Wolves. Trying to get base runners against Allison Rager. First pitch to Baumhart. He's in for a strike at the handles, the right fielder. 0-1. Baumhart squared to bunt. Thought she brought it back, but Tawny Cash says it's a strike regardless. Lanky lefty struck out swinging her first time up. Rager rocks and fires the 0-1. Tapped foul off of home plate, 0-2. Nothing in 2. And a Rager ready to pitch. She delivers. Hit foul between Cedia Triplett's wickets in the third base coach's box. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. To the leadoff batter, Baumhart. 347 average for the year, on base 38% of the time when hitting as a leadoff for an inning. Rager. The 0-2. Outside for a ball, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Hit foul off of Baumhart's front foot and kicked into fair territory. Count holds it a ball and 2 strikes. 6th pitch of the at-bat for Allison Rager. 4 runs off of 4 hits for the Eagles. No errors and 5 left stranded. No runs, no hits, an error, and 2 left on base for the Wolves. Rager, the 1-2. That's in the dirt, swung on and missed. Levi throws to first to complete Allison Rager's 100th strikeout of the season. And her 5th of today's game. 1 away. In the top of the 5th, Rager has struck out 3 of the last 4 she's faced and has retired 6 in a row as Reagan Glanz comes to the plate. Rager pitches to her. High and in tight for a ball, 1-0. 60 pitches for Allison Rager, 42 for strikes. The 1-0. Taken inner half for a ball. 2-0 to Glanz. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Bases empty for the Wolves in the top of the 5th. Rager deals. Check swing at a strike. Inner half belt high, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Eagles in the driver's seat, 4-0 on Newberry here in the top of the 5th inning. 3 in the first, 1 in the 4th for Carson-Newman. Rager, the 2-1. Swinging a bouncer back to the circle. Rager fields on the first hop and clips it over to first to retire Glanz, 1-3. Allison Rager, 5 strikeouts. She's also made 4 assists in the field on either 1-3 or 1-4 putouts at first. She's retired 7 consecutively as Ashley Willis comes up and takes the first pitch in tight at the belt for a ball, 1-0. Willis, a ground out back to the circle in her last at-bat. Put out worked 1-4. Rager, the 1-0. Strike, inner half, handle height, 1-1 to Willis. Far from the only action at Mossy Creek today. Carson-Newman baseball also playing in their regular season finales against Coker over at the SDBC. Here's the 1-1 to Willis. Swinging a roller back to the circle. Rager fields. Snap throw to first is in time to get Willis. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Allison Rager. She's locked in and is retired 8 in a row. Eagles send Rager, Levi, and Scott to the plate for the home half of the 5th. Eagles up 4-0 on the Eagle Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through auto owner's insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owner's Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Well, the woman who started the scoring today for Carson-Newman comes to the plate here in the home half of the fifth inning. Allison Rager hit a two-run single to open the scoring back in the first inning. And she's now at the plate facing off against Chelsea Cunningham. Rager bounces one into the hole at short. Nice backhand stab by Willis to keep it in the field, but her throw to first is late. And Rager leads off the bottom of the fifth with an infield single to short. Nice work by Natalie Willis in the hole at short, but throw was on target, just not on time to get Rager. And that brings Carolyn Levi to the plate. First, Michael Graves is headed to the lineup card, presumably to bring in a pinch runner for Allison Rager. Let's see who the Eagles call upon here. Grace Laws. So Laws will pinch run for Rager with Carolyn Levi at the plate. Finish the thought on Carson-Newman baseball. They're through 7 at the SDBC, and the Eagles are up 12-3 on Coker. Here at the Vic, Carson-Newman softball, a 4-0 lead on Newberry. A win here would lock up a spot in the SAC tournament for Carson-Newman and keep them in the hunt for a SAC regular season crown. Cunningham pitches to Carolyn Levi, and she checks her swing and bounces one foul up the first baseline, 0-1. Chelsea Cunningham, 3 innings of relief work in place of Alyssa Ball. 2 hits allowed, 1 run. It was earned. Couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts. She's hit 1, given up a double. But has been pretty solid in relief. The 0-1. Levi pops in the air off the handle of the bat. First base side, and that'll twist foul, and that'll play. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. A leadoff single to short from Allison Rager. Now Grace Laws pinch runs for her at first. 4 runs off of 5 hits for Carson-Newman. No errors and 5 left on base. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left aboard for the Wolves. The 0-2, a changeup. Levi pokes in the air down the left field line, twisting foul and landing to hold the count at 0-2. Long run for Ashley Willison left. Didn't have a play on that one. Newberry playing pretty deep in the outfield. Middle infield around to the right, looking for the double play ball on Levi. Corners stay even with the bags. Cunningham, the 0-2. Levi takes outside for a ball, 1-2. Laws leaning off of first. Topple instructs her to head back to the bag. Kristen Topple in her first year as an assistant coach. Can't miss her in the bright orange shirt there at the first base box. The 1-2. Levi checks her swing and a rise ball high. Appeal into the field says that Levi did not offer at it. And it's 2-2. 4-0. Eagles in the driver's seat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Over in Salisbury, Lincoln Memorial has added to its lead at 7-5 in the top of the 7th. So Catawba will need to walk off to help Carson-Newman's cause. The pitch, a changeup, bounced foul up the third baseline, 2-2. Eagles are big Catawba Indian fans today. They're big Mars Hill Lion fans today. And half the results are going Carson-Newman's way. Mars Hill has struck for 4 in the top of the third. The Lions are up 5-3 on Queens. Eagles need a win by Mars Hill today and a win today by Catawba over LMU to have a shot at the regular season crown. The 2-2. Levi stings back up the middle. It's grabbed by the pitcher, Cunningham. She turns to second for one. Willis's throw to first is not in time to deal up the double play. Alert field work by Chelsea Cunningham to get Laws at second, 1-6. But Levi able to leg it out and make it a fielder's choice for her instead of a double play. So there's one away for Taylor Scott. She has an RBI single through the right side of the infield to her name today and has also grounded out to short. 4-0. Eagles lead it with one out in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch to Scott is low for a ball, 1-0. Lincoln Memorial in that top of the seventh has now made it an 8-5 ball game. 2 out for the Rail Splitters, the 1-0. Scott pops into the air to shallow right field. The second baseman, Meyer, retreats onto the outfield grass to call off Baumhart. And that puts away Scott. 2 away after a leadoff single by Allison Rager for Ashlyn Cooper. Cooper, pair of groundouts today, 1 to the circle, 1 to second. Cunningham pitches, and Cooper fouls the first one off. Back to the backstop, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 4-0 the lead for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Cunningham back aboard the slab, and she deals the 0-1. On the outside edge at the handles for a strike to Cooper. She's down 0-2. The top of the seventh comes to an end at Catawba. Indians will need to score 3 times in the bottom of the seventh. The 0-2. That's in the dirt. 1-2. Granted, there is a game 2 to be played over at Whitley Field in Catawba. So the Indians have a shot to win it in the nightcap. The 1-2. That is rolled up there. That ball hit halfway between the circle and home plate. Evens the count at 2-2. Cunningham looking for pins there instead of the strike zone. 4 runs off of 5 hits for Carson-Newman. No errors and 5 left. The pitch. Cooper golfs it foul back to the netting behind home plate. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away. Eagles trying to score for a second straight inning. 3 in the first, 1 in the fourth. Cunningham, the 2-2. Cooper fights it off, foul back into the right again. Going deep into the pitch count. 7th pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. Carson-Newman in the driver's seat right now, and a win would take care of some early business for the Eagles. It would put them in the SAC tournament. The 2-2. Another foul ball. This one hit toward the Newberry dugout, third base side. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then the bonus for the Eagles, if they could get a win in the nightcap and get a win by Mars Hill over Queens and a win by Catawba over Lincoln Memorial, would back them up into a SAC title. The 2-2. Low and away to load the count on Cooper. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count loaded up on Cooper with 2 outs and Levi on first. Leadoff single for Rager. A fielder's choice and a pop-up to quickly put 2 away. The payoff pitch. That's downstairs, and Cooper works first base on balls. Third free pass issued by Chelsea Cunningham in this relief effort. And it brings Val C to the plate. C got plunked her last time up. She struck out looking her first time to the plate. Officially 0 for 1 on the day. Looks for a 2-out knock. Eagles have had success today with runners in scoring position. 3 for 7. With runners on second or third. Just 3 for 11 with runners on base in general, though. First pitch to C is popped in the air down the right field line. A bit of a run for Baumhart, but she tracks it down near the line to retire C. So the Eagles threaten to do more damage, but can't get the timely 2-out hit to drive in a run. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Eagles strand 2. We're through 5 at the Vic, and it's a 4-0 lead for Carson-Newman on the Eagle Sports Network.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. And subs.
Nah, hot dog.
No, Dodger dog.
I'll drink to that. Pass me a Coke. It's gotta be crawfish.
Mac and cheese. No. 7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
An ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
It's tailgate 101.
At the Kate Insurance Agency, our focus is you. The Kate Insurance Agency offers personalized protection plans to cover your auto, home, business, or life and health. At Kate Insurance, our goal is to partner with you in determining your insurance needs and to provide the best customer service. At Kate Insurance, we believe that loyalty is a quality that is earned. You are important to us. Call 865-475-3391 for a quote today or visit kateinsuranceagency.com.
4-0. Carson-Newman has the lead after 5 innings. A 3-run first and a run in the 4th for the Eagles to go against Allison Rager, who has been dealing in the circle for Carson-Newman. Rager has walked 2, hit 2, and that's it. Those are the only base runners that Newberry has had today. And she's in a string of 8 consecutive retired. The last player to reach is coming to the plate. That's Chelsea Cunningham, the Wolves relief pitcher. Got hit on her kneecap in her last plate appearance. He's officially 0 for 0 for the day. Rager deals to Cunningham. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Top of the 6th inning, 4-0. Carson in the driver's seat. Rager a 2-run single in the first. Taylor Scott, an RBI single in the first. Lacey Reines, an RBI double in the 4th for the scoring. The 0-1. Check swing and a pitch in tight for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chelsea Cunningham. Rager gets the sign from Levi. Here's the 1-1. Taken inner half above the knees for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Cunningham. On base a quarter of the time when she hits leadoff. Corners stay even with the bags for the Eagles. The 1-2. Cunningham tips it foul back over home plate. Holds the count of the ball and 2 strikes. 4-0. Carson-Newman in the driver's seat in the top of the 6th inning. Rager pitches. And that hits Cunningham. So Cunningham, the third base runner of the day for the Wolves. She's plunked for the 2nd time. And the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Paige Meyer. So Rager hit Paige Meyer to start the game, then retired 7 in a row. Hit Cunningham, retired 8 in a row, and now has hit Cunningham again to give the Wolves their 2nd leadoff base runner of the day. Paige Meyer stands in as Rager pitches. Bunt squared, pulled back for a pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Wolves looking to go to the small ball tactics to manufacture some runs. 4 runs off of 5 hits for the Eagles. No errors. Carson-Newman has left 7 stranded. No runs, no hits, an error, and 2 left on board for Newberry. Top of the 6th inning. Rager. The 1-0. Outside edge for a strike, 1-1. Over in Salisbury, Catawba is down to its last out with the tying run on deck. Rager winds and delivers the 1-1. It's bunted, third base side. Patterson fields, throw to first is in time. Put out works 5-4. But Paige Meyer does her job with a sacrifice bunt to move Chelsea Cunningham into scoring position. 1 out for the Wolves, top of the 6th inning, trailing Carson-Newman 4-0. And Mackenzie Barney-Castle to the plate. Barney-Castle 0 for 1. She's dropped down a sacrifice bunt and grounded out to the catcher. Rager pitches on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-0, Eagles lead it in the top of the 6th. Rager, the 0-1. Swinging a bouncer back to the circle. Rager fields with a backhand grab and rolls it over to first to Scott to put away Barney-Castle, 1-3. That is the 6th play in the infield that Rager has had to make on a ground ball. Productive out, though, for Barney-Castle. She moves Cunningham over to third base. And it brings up Natalie Willis. 2 out. First pitch is a strike at the handles to Willis, 0-1. Willis, a ground out to short, a strikeout swinging. Newberry down 4-0 in the top of the 6th. 4 runs off of 5 hits for the Eagles, no runs off of no hits for the Wolves. Rager, the 0-1. Swing and a chopper foul, third base side. Rager in front, 0-2. And she has worked ahead in pretty much every count today. 78 pitches for Rager, 55 for strikes on her senior day, and she has dealt a dandy. The SAC tournament berth hanging in the balance. The 0-2. Outside, doesn't get Willis to chase, 1-2. Now, Catawba has the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the 7th against LMU, trailing 8-5. Eagles need an Indian win there. The 1-2. Low and in, Willis takes for ball 2. Carson-Newman. The important thing, you're going to get game 1 win, and you're in the SAC tournament. Eagles are up 4-0. You're in the top of the 6th inning. A win in the nightcap if you want to be greedy, and you can win a SAC regular season title. The 2-2, a changeup, bounced into the hole at short. Soam fields, high throw to first, brings Scott in the air, but she lands back on the bag, and the putout goes 6-3 to retire Natalie Willis. So Rager works off the leadoff hit batter. Eagles hope they bat for the final time here in the bottom of the 6th. It's Soam, Reines, and Fiesinger to the plate when we come back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
4-0, Carson-Newman in the driver's seat against Newberry as we come to the bottom of the 5th inning. Or bottom of the 6th inning, pardon me. One result that Carson-Newman needed to go its way has not. Lincoln Memorial wins game 1 against Catawba 8-5. Catawba could still pick up a win in the nightcap. All of this matters in the sense of getting Carson-Newman to back it up into a SAC regular season championship. Right now, if the Eagles just win here in game 1, they're in the league tournament. Cunningham will face off against Leah Soam, and the first pitch to the lefty out of Coreyton, Tennessee is outside for a ball, 1-0. Carson-Newman also rooting for the Mars Hill Lions. They are down 6-5 to Queens in the bottom of the 3rd in that game over in Charlotte. The 1-0 to Sohm. Flashed off the facing of the Newberry dugout foul, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the leadoff batter, Sohm. Eagles up 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4 runs off of 5 hits for Carson-Newman. No errors, 7 left on. Newberry being shut out, no hits, 1 error, 3 left. The 1-1. Sohm takes for a ball, 2-1 the count. Cunningham into her 4th inning of relief work in place of Alyssa Ball. She's given up just a pair of hits and a run. Lacey Reines, a nice 2-out double back in the 4th to extend Carson-Newman's lead to 4-0. Otherwise, she's kept Carson-Newman off balance. Cunningham back aboard the rubber, and she delivers the 2-1. And Sohm chops to third, fielded waist high by Davis, and a rifle to first puts away Sohm 6-3. So Cunningham gets a leadoff batter out for a 4th time out of 5 innings, and brings up Lacey Reines. The first pitch will not count as Tanya Cash stepped out. Don't know if Reines called for time or what the deal was there, but Reines is back in to face this first pitch from Chelsea Cunningham, and she delivers. Reines takes a changeup low and away for a ball, 1-0. Reines a multi-hit effort today, a single and a double with a run driven in. 2 for 3 officially on the day. The 1-0. And Reines laces this one over the head of the center fielder Barney Castle into the wall. Reines chugging for extra bases. She stands up on second with her 2nd double of the day. Lacey Reines, a 3-hit day for the first time all season. It's part of her 43rd career multi-hit effort. And the Eagles with a 1-out runner in scoring position for Abby Fiesinger. Fiesinger has not gotten a pitch to hit all day long. Yet to register an official at-bat, she's walked twice and been plunked. Cunningham pitches to her, and Fiesinger knocks this one foul onto Davis Street, 0-1. Regardless of who the regular season champion is this year, it'll be somebody with more losses than ever for a SAC regular season champion, the 0-1. Change up outside for a ball, 1-1. Should Newberry come back in this one against Carson-Newman and sweep a doubleheader, they'd finish as league champions with 7 losses, the most ever in league history. The 1-1. That bounces in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Far more likely that at present standing, again barring a Wolf comeback, that your league champion is going to have 8 or 9 losses. And that's 2 to 3 games worse than the next one, the 2-1. Fiesinger clobbers it foul on the first baseline, 2-2. Anderson and Lenore Ryan shared a SAC title in 2014. Trojans and Bears were both 16-6 that year. Carson-Newman won one at 17-5. Here's the 2-2. That's in the dirt. Loads the count up on Abby Fiesinger. Also have a chance to make some history with the most regular season champions ever. South Atlantic Conference, per the league bylaws, doesn't break the tie for the league champion. The 3-2. Fiesinger tomahawks into the left center field gap. That's extra bases for Fiesinger. Reines will score standing. Fiesinger stands up on second. Back-to-back doubles for Reines and Fiesinger. And the Eagles light the lamp once more in the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 Carson-Newman. And that'll bring Cedia Triplett out of the dugout to have a word with Chelsea Cunningham. 5-0. Carson-Newman leads it. Lacey Reines and Abby Fiesinger with back-to-back 2-out doubles here in the bottom of the 6th inning to give Carson-Newman a 5-0 lead. Cedia Triplett concludes her conversation with Newberry's infield. Cunningham will stay in. And pitch to Haley Caldwell. Caldwell 0 for 2 on the day. She hit a BB to left last time up. Well struck just right at Ashley Willis, who was playing back, and Willis still playing back in left. She also flied out to center, dropped down a sacrifice bunt, and reached on an error. Cunningham pitches to Caldwell on the first pitch. Golf toward left, drifting back to the wall, Willis. She reaches up and makes the grab at the warning track, banging off the wall to put away Caldwell. At any other park in the league, that's a bomb. Instead, it's the second out of the bottom of the sixth for the Eagles. And it brings Allison Rager to the plate. Rager with a multi-hit effort here on her senior day. She stands in and takes a big high changeup for a ball, 1-0. Rager, a chance for her first 3-hit day of the season. She's got 5 multi-hit efforts. Cunningham, the 1-0. Rager swings and misses at a pitch upstairs, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 5 runs off of 7 hits for the Eagles. 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position today. Cunningham, the 1-1. It's up and in, 2-1 to Allison Rager. This upper portion of the order has done the damage today for Carson-Newman. Rager and Reines both with multi-hit efforts, the 2-1. Rager fouls this one back off the fence, 2-2. Fiesinger has been aboard 4 times today. Scott an RBI single down in the 6th hole. Final 3 in the lineup. Cooper, C, and Sohm a collective 0 for 6, though, but both C and Sohm have been aboard, as is Cooper, the 2-2. That's low to Rager. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Abby Fiesinger on second. Back-to-back 1-out doubles for Reines and Fiesinger. Stretches the lead to 5 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-2. Rager takes down and in, and she works the 2-out walk. So Rager on base for the 3rd time today, and that sends Carolyn Levi up. Carolyn Levi to the plate for Carson-Newman to contend with Chelsea Cunningham. Cunningham, the pitch. And Levi fists it foul, backing out of play, 0-1. The 0-1 is down on the way, 1-1 to Levi. Levi has lined out to short on a laser beam, flied out to center field, and reached on a fielder's choice on a ground ball back to the circle. Cunningham set for the 1-1, and she pitches. And Levi hits it foul back and out of play, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 5-0 lead for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the 6th. A win here, and Carson-Newman is in the SAC tournament. The seed, who knows? Too much to be decided. 57 different tiebreak scenarios to determine that. The 1-2. Levi pokes through the middle of the infield. That's a base hit. Fiesinger gets the wave around third. She scores with a left-handed slide. It's a 2-out RBI single for Carolyn Levi. She moves to second on the throw. Rager's over to third, and it's 6-0 for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 away, and Taylor Scott can end it with one swing of the bat as Carson-Newman brings in Kelsey Jones to run for Carolyn Levi. Six nothing. Carson-Newman leads it here in the bottom of the 6th inning. RBI single for Carolyn Levi, RBI double for Lacey Reines. And Scott stands in as Cunningham pitches. Scott takes in tight for a ball, 1-0. To Taylor Scott. She does have an RBI already today. A knock here. The 1-0. Lifted in the air, in foul ground, third base side. Diving for it is the third baseman, Davis, and she makes the play against the fence to retire Scott. Nice work by Hannah Davis to take the bat out of Scott's hands and give Newberry a chance in the top of the 7th. The Eagles score twice more, 2 runs off of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. It's 6-0. Carson-Newman headed to the top of the 7th. We get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
I joined the Guards for the simple fact that I could be home and also in the military. So I can have a civilian job and also in the military. I would tell somebody who's trying to join the Guard, thinking about it, that it's a great opportunity. Opportunities for school, training, discipline, leadership. There's a lot of opportunities. It broadens your perspective.
Next, 278-ACR to 70000 to join the Tennessee Army National Guard.
6 runs off of 8 hits for Carson-Newman. No runs, no hits for Newberry as we come to the top of the 7th. And Simons, Davis, and Baumhart to the plate for the Wolves. Newberry needs to win 1 today to guarantee at least a share of a SAC regular season title for the 2nd time in school history. Carson-Newman needs to win 1 to get in the tournament, needs to win 2 to have a shot at a share of a 16th SAC regular season title. Simons leads things off for the Wolves here in the top of the 7th, and Rager deals to her. A strike on the inner half at the handles, 0-1. Allison Rager, you couldn't ask for a better senior day. She's just allowed 3 base runners on the day, all via a hit batter. The 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1 to Simons. Simons has struck out twice. One of 5 strikeout victims on the day for Allison Rager. Rager. The 1-1. It's fouled off to the right and over the press box, 1-2. 6 runs off of 8 hits for the Eagles. No errors to speak of. 9 left stranded for Carson-Newman. Newberry, no runs, no hits, an error, and 3 left on base for the Wolves. Rager rolls the ball against her right hip. Gets the sign from Levi. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt for a ball, 2-2. 85 pitches for Allison Rager, 58 for strikes. Rager has kept one of the top hitting teams in the SAC highly off balance today. The 2-2. Popped into the air, third base side, twisting foul onto Davis Street. Hold the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff batter Simons, one of the top hitters in the league. .388 average now for the year. Gets on base 42% of the time when she bats leadoff. Newberry just needs base runners at this point. The 2-2. Taken low and away for ball 3, and that loads the count on Simons. 6-0. Carson-Newman leads it in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rager, the payoff pitch to the plate. Hit foul back and out of play, 3-2. The 3-2 is in the dirt, and Rager issues her first walk of the day to Haley Simons. Nobody out, and Newberry with its 4th base runner of the day. Carolyn Levi calls for a few new balls, and Cedia Triplett will bring in a pinch runner for Simons. That's Tori Caldwell.
Now batting number 12, third baseman Hannah Davis.
So up comes Hannah Davis. The first pitch to Davis is bounced foul up the third baseline, 0-1. Nothing in 1 to Davis. Caldwell on first. Rager. The 0-1. Swing a line drive right at Seed. Throw to first is in time. Eagles turn 2. C grabs the line drive from Davis, cranks it to first in time to get Caldwell leaning. So the Wolves line into a double play, and they're 2 away in the top of the 7th. 6-0 Eagles lead it. 6 runs off of 8 hits. No errors, 9 left. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Wolves. 3 left on base, and Baumhart to the plate. Baumhart shows bunt. And Rager pitches. Swinging a bouncer is foul. No, fair ball, pardon me. No, strike that. Cash did call foul ball. Newberry thought it had a hit, but Tanya Cash says no. Baumhart hit it off of herself. 0-1. And the lefty slapper stands in. She struck out twice today. Rager, the 0-1. Flared foul off the facing of the Newberry dugout, and the Wolves are down to their final strike. 6 runs off of 8 hits for the Eagles. No runs, no hits for the Wolves here in the top of the 7th. Eagles a strike away from locking up a spot in the SAC tournament. Rager. The 0-2. This is outside for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6-0 Eagles lead it. Looking to stay alive in the bid for a SAC title. Rager. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Have a happy senior day, Allison Rager. The Elkview, West Virginia native, no hits Newberry. And the Eagles clinch a spot in the SAC tournament. Rager throws the first 7-inning no-hitter for Carson-Newman in 3 years. You couldn't dial up a better script for senior day. She allowed 4 batters to reach. 3 is hit batters, 1 on a walk. But Rager utterly dominant to get the Eagles to a 6-0 win over the Newberry Wolves in Game 1. Senior Day ceremonies, Game 2, all headed your way on the Eagle Sports Network.
Hey, Tom. Tell Adam we need parents.
Senior parents, please report to the field for Senior Day festivities. Senior parents, report to the field for Senior Day festivities.
Hey.